Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Halo Reach. Last time we discovered a Covenant invasion of the human stronghold, the planet Reach. And we as Noble Team are being tasked with trying to counter this invasion.
Advised Kilo 3-3 and Kilo 3-4, your current LZ is too hot. Roger that. Dot, stand by to receive and respond.
Yes, Commander. Coordinates received. Initiate immediate course correction. The Office of Naval Intelligence Sword Base is presently under siege from a Corvette-class Covenant vessel. Due to the sensitive nature of this facility, use of orbital rounds has been, for the moment, prohibited. Regrettably, my efforts to obtain relevant data on enemy forces have been unsuccessful. However, current defensive forces are insufficient. ONI has requested Team Noble's direct intervention to help secure Sword Base.
Alright, people. We're stuck with that ship for the time being. Let's focus on the hostile infantry. Give those troopers a hand. Cat 6, you're out here. George, Emil, you're next. Get prepped.
Let's move, Lieutenant!
Cat 6, push back the attack on Sword Base. Find out what we're dealing with.
Roger that. We're your strike team.
Okay, right into it.
This was a map too, right?
Later, yes. You'll see.
Multiplayer map is what I mean, not just... I don't know how else to interpret that. But
I knew what you meant. This is a very cool level. We talked last time about how the Covenant are acting weird on Reach. So in general, the Covenant aren't super interested in ground invasions, but they are making a push on this ONI facility, so they're looking for something.
You've got enemy contact, Spartans.
are they looking for Halo, the name of the game?
They're not, no. No, but
John Halo.
I mean, presumably they're looking for intel. Some important information that humans have.
Miss.
Someone must have been messing with the scope on this thing. I don't know.
My mouse sensitivity.
Yeah, now that you've adjusted for the sights,
there we go. Never miss again.
all right.
We will actually get to play with a new weapon here. We saw an enemy using this last video too. This is the concussion rifle, and it's kind of like a Covenant grenade launcher.
Oh yeah, this thing was so annoying.
Yeah, it's a little weird. It doesn't do a whole lot of actual damage. It mostly does like physics damage, which means you can like mess with vehicles, but it's not great against enemies.
Noble 2 to Sword Control. Courtyard is clear. Over.
Head for the main gate to the east. I'll brief you as you go.
Sword Control, I see a target locator. Any artillery support in the area?
Limited, but we'll prioritize whatever you need, ma'am.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
We're gonna have some fun playing with that thing, but first, the first new armor ability. So this is armor lockup, although everybody always just calls it armor lock. We'll get a demonstration in just a minute for that too.
3 Echo 5-7, headed back to base, but we've got enemy tangles on our 6. How copy? Heads up, Spartan.
And here we go.
Very nice.
Armor lock lets you get like temporary invincibility, except you can't move while it's active. So really useful if you're, under fire from wraiths. but limited utility in like multiplayer. And the target locator is a artillery strike that you get to direct. This is the only time in the game. This level is the only time in the game you get to play with the target locator, unfortunately. But it's a lot of fun.
It was kind of a weird choice, but
it wasn't in multiplayer, right?
No, it was in Firefight though.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty limited use. It was, however, the source of some pretty big glitches. Being able to sort of farm experience by abusing the target locator and checkpoints. I remember doing that for a while.
The old Farragut station has its own comms array. That should bring us back online with command. Airview Base has an anti-air battery that will help clear the skies.
AA gun is to the west, comms array is to the east. Let's roll.
So another sort of slightly non-linear level. We can actually go either direction here. It doesn't matter which one you do first.
But you get to drive around a Warthog.
Yeah, vehicle fun. You could see I shook my head at the AI who wanted to drive there. The driving AI keeps getting better, but it's still it's very, very risky to try and let them drive you around. I wanted to take a good look here at the icebergs or the glaciers. I don't think I ever truly appreciated how remote this base is.
Mm-hmm.
Hope that comms array has a working generator.
We got one more new thing here. The Revenant is a new Covenant vehicle, and it's kind of like a mix between the a Wraith tank, but then also the Spectre from Halo 2, which was like the Covenant Warthog. So it has a passenger seat, but it also fires like a mini plasma mortar as its main weapon.
They must have been running out of words that are like ghosts.
Yeah, synonyms of the word ghost. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I think we haven't played Halo Wars 2 yet, but like the Halo Wars games that have a whole bunch of like new vehicles and units in them, I think they started stretching a lot.
The classic rocket launcher. The Spanker.
The Spanker, yeah. Old favorite. I think that's been in every Halo game. I don't think they've tried to replace that yet.
No. They had a grenade launcher briefly, didn't they?
We'll see that later.
It didn't always lock on, though.
No, whether or not it locks on switches between games. So I think in Halo 2 it locked onto all vehicles, and then in Halo 3 it didn't lock onto anything. We'll see at some point. In this game it locks on, but only to flying vehicles.
Those are the generators of the future?
Apparently.
I'm surprised you didn't have to start it with a string.
I would not be trusting that to run our military comms. I'm not entirely sure what these buildings would be, though, since we're looking at it. Like, I guess some kind of outpost, but they don't look military. God, those skirmishers are so fast.
Yeah, what could this place be? I feel like it's like a cabin that someone like lived in.
Yeah, the lower levels look almost like garages. I suppose it could be like a vehicle depot. Another new weapon here we're going to play with, the needle rifle. This thing is kind of like the Covenant DMR, so like high precision single shot weapon. But it has some interesting mechanics around it, which we'll maybe talk about a little bit later.
It was always a fun one. I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, a lot of people actually liked it better than the DMR. I think a lot of that's because it has a higher magazine capacity. And in multiplayer, the weird mechanics I'm talking about don't really come into play as much.
Oh.
Whoop.
The old...
I wanted to sprint.
The old activate.
Yeah.
Civic 6, comms array up and running. Now let's head for Air Base to get that AA gun online.
Spartans, this is Sword Control. Thought you could use some mobile firepower.
Always. Take that hog, 6.
Just a never-ending supply.
Yeah. The classic Halo vehicle level. They'll give you a new Warthog every time you complete an objective. And you might as well take it, full health.
Yep.
You know, that last one didn't take a whole lot of damage, but it did take some.
This one's got that new car smell.
Yeah. Cat telling you to grab that hog.
Yeah, yeah.
Here you go.
You got something to say about that?
No.
And we didn't even really talk about Kat's arm and leg.
No.
I
yeah,
was thinking more at her model. Like, they kind of, like... I mean, her model is totally different from the men.
Yes.
Which...
Yeah.
I feel like the sexism in video games is getting a little bit less. Like...
I mean, since you say that, this would be a good time to point out. Our player character in this game is actually your multiplayer character. You get to design the character, and you do get to choose male or female for your character.
And
I didn't know that.
You can customize like robotic arms and legs.
Yep, they do have prosthetics.
Yeah.
Some of the dialogue changes for, he, her type reasons. It is actually really neat. So, I mean, you may notice I designed my guy, in general, I didn't do it for this playthrough, but I always go with the very sort of generic tactical type of looks. But if you wanted to be bright pink and neon green and have the wackiest armor that the game let you do, you could do that, and they would be in all the cutscenes.
That's what I did.
Wait, do you remember there was something called Pestilence you could have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gave you, like,
armor
stink
effects.
lines? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you have that?
I actually don't know if they show up in the cutscenes. I'll have to check that.
Yeah, because they came out long after single player was really relevant anymore.
No, they were in the base game.
Oh, I thought they were DLC.
No, Halo 3 had one armor effect, and I think, like, it was on a special set of armor, or you had to be a Bungie employee or something.
Yeah, I don't remember. I remember getting
Yeah.
Hayabusa in Halo 2, and that's all I cared about.
Yeah.
Which one?
The samurai one.
That was Halo 3.
Was it Halo 3? I thought it was Halo 2.
Yeah, Halo 2 didn't have the armor customizability.
Interesting.
Halo 2 introduced the emblems.
Right, the emblems are what we went after.
Yeah, and then Halo 3 had armor customization, and Halo Reach has way more customization.
Yep.
But they had the armor effects, but most of them you had to unlock by gaining levels, and they were at the end of the tree, so it took a while to get them.
Yeah. Back when we could actually play video games all day.
Yeah. Or every day after school for 6 hours.
Hell yeah.
Wait, you guys aren't still doing that?
No, sadly.
When I can.
Noble Strike, this is Noble Leader. Get back to Sword Base ASAP.
On our way, Commander. 6, let's go.
Good work, Spartans. Return to Sword Base. The rest of your team is inbound, imminent.
Look at this thing.
Goss?
The gods.
The Goss Hog. And because it's the Goss Hog, I am going to take the risk and let the AI drive here.
I like it.
We'll see how it goes.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Man, I wish you could have Pestilence and they'd call you Stinky in the in the cutscene.
That would be pretty funny.
I remember
There's
that
one
being
that has,
that was a hard one to get, right?
Yeah, I think that was like right at the end of the unlockable tree. There is one that just has like hearts floating around your head, like cartoon hearts. That'd be pretty funny.
Yep. I think there's a lightning one.
Oh. Yeah, like a little storm cloud that surrounds your head.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one was pretty common, I remember.
Yeah, maybe that one was unlocked earlier.
I'm sure there was some that were like holiday events or something.
Maybe. It was a long time ago, sadly.
Yeah. But you're right, I think there was one that you got if you played with a Bungie employee.
Yeah. Something like that. Alright, well, you did an okay job there, Marine.
We're stalled in the Tower Atrium. Cat, where are you?
Opening the gate now.
You're not gonna try to jam the Gosshog through that?
No, they do a pretty good job preventing you. I'm sure it's possible, but...
Anything's possible in this game.
Yeah. I do want to point out here, this is, I think, the third time I've used the target locator. And it technically has an ammo count of 2. It's a weird thing. For something that only shows up once, the mechanics of it are just a little weird. Like, it actually, if you don't bring the ammo down to 0, it actually recharges.
Interesting.
Yeah. Maybe that's like a firefight mechanic if you...
Like, I guess it is just a laser.
Maybe.
Or maybe it's just one of those things where when you have a cutscene or a checkpoint, it'll just redo the ammo.
Could be. I could kind of see that, actually, yeah. These are not new, but say hello again to hunters.
In ONI.
Yeah. Yeah, they're wrecking the parking lot here. There's something kind of interesting in Halo Reach, though, with hunters, is that they almost always try and give you a shotgun when it's time to deal with hunters. I don't know why exactly. Like, I guess it makes sense. You want to be up close when, fighting them.
Quick turn.
But, yeah, they just almost always have, like, a rack of shotguns nearby when there are hunters.
I guess it's pretty effective.
It is. I just...
And these were the...
kind of miss one-shot kills on these guys.
Yeah. These were tougher hunters than the previous games, if I recall.
A little bit.
Especially on Legendary.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, they're definitely one-hit kill on Legendary, and like the best way you have to deal with them is either blow them up or
super range.
Dodge their attack, which is...
Yeah.
Whoa!
I try to do that every time I take an elevator.
Do you remember that time we jumped in an elevator and it got stuck?
I wasn't there.
I wasn't there either.
Oh.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I was actually not in the elevator. I thought that one of you guys was in it, but...
No, that was helping a friend move, and I wasn't there that day.
Yeah.
Never mind.
But I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. We all have the shared memory of not being there.
That's right.
I was not in the elevator, but I was like outside while they were stuck, and that was you guys.
No, I was at work.
No.
I wasn't even there.
Well, Swordfish, what you were saying at the beginning, this room here is a multiplayer level.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Here's an assist meal. George, make sure he gets...
Where you're coming out is actually an airlift that goes to the top in that one.
Yeah. Yeah, the multiplayer level does have some extra hallways and stuff that the single player part does not.
I played a lot.
But it's always funny.
Yeah, on this.
It's always funny when you play through this and it's like, oh crap, you're so much more used to the multiplayer layout.
Yeah.
I'm clear. Linked up.
I remember being kind of unhappy about the armor abilities. I thought
Yeah,
they were
they're
going too
weird.
Call of Duty.
That was the main like criticism when like they announced everything and like when you're seeing demos, but I think they worked out pretty well.
Yeah. At first, though, I was not happy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they're a little gimmicky sometimes.
A weird change. Especially just the sprint alone was like controversial.
Something popped up a minute ago that I wanted to talk about.
What's the situation, Noble?
Fire teams.
Can't do this on my own.
If you look at the bottom left to the right of the radar, you can see a couple Marines' names. This just means there are Marines who are following you around. You can't order them around like in Ghost Recon games. You can't dismiss people. You can't. It's just kind of. They've weirdly formalized the fact that there are now Marines following you.
I thought you could like tell them to go places with a D-pad.
No, you can't.
Interesting.
Yeah. We're going to get a look at the weird needle rifle mechanics here that I was mentioning earlier. It does shoot needles like the Needler, but because of that, enemies react like it's a Needler. They will try and dodge the shots. They will roll around all over the place, avoiding the needles. But also similar to the Needler, if you put something like 4 needles into an enemy, they explode. I don't know if I actually get one of those this... oh, but shields don't count. I don't know if I do that in this video or not, but you will see later, yeah, enemies can get the purple super combine explosion with the needle rifle. But it's hard to do because as soon as you start shooting at them, they start rolling around all over the place.
That's really funny.
You're also too good at getting headshots, so...
Yeah.
Well, that's why you often don't notice it, but like they do that. It's annoying.
Yay.
All right.
Fun gun.
Yeah. We get a nice little anti-air section here at the end. This is what I was talking about earlier, though. The rocket launcher does lock on in this game, but it only locks on to flying vehicles. Which I think is fair. I think it's a good compromise.
Yeah.
I don't remember whether it locked on to flying vehicles in multiplayer, though.
I don't remember.
That's something I probably could have checked.
That's a big team battle problem.
Yeah.
Oh, I should know
AKA a
this.
swordfish problem.
Yeah. I'm
Well,
pretty sure...
Swordfish was always driving.
No, but I think if you got locked on, it would let you know.
Yeah, there was a bees.
Oh,
right?
that does ring a
Yeah.
bell. Yeah. So it probably did.
Because, yeah, they gave the Banshees the rule so you could avoid it.
Right. Yeah, you're right. That rings a bell.
That's the way we get it done, Spartan. Clear.
Noble team, longswords are inbound and ready to push. Orbital defense is standing by to take the shot.
Beautiful, ain't it? Someone should take a picture. Nice work, by the way.
I aim to please.
5, 6, get down to the science wing. Dr. Halsey wants a debrief and command saying we're all hers.
Repeat? Sounded like you said Halsey.
I did.
Copy that, on our way. Don't need command to tell me. Been all hers half my life.
I requested your assistance, Commander, and do not need a report on events that occur on my own doorstep. What I do require is a detailed account of your previous engagement. George, it's been too long.
Mom,
What have you done with my armor?
just some additions I've made.
Indeed. Visegrad Relay. Its data center was home to one of my xenoarchaeologists, Professor Laszlo Sorvad. Perhaps you could shed some light on his death.
If he was a civilian male in his mid-60s, he died with a Covenant energy sword through his abdomen.
Elites, then.
They engaged us as well. It was just after we found your scientist's daughter, Mom. She was hiding in the...
Irrelevant. The elites. Tell me more about them.
3, Zealot class. One got by us. The leader, from the looks of him.
Zealots. You're certain?
Their armor configuration matched.
Shield strength 2.
I gave the order not to pursue. Our primary objective was to get the station's relay back online.
Your primary objective? Commander, are you a puppet or a Spartan?
Ma'am?
There are those at ONI, myself included, who believe the Covenant dispatch elite advance teams to hunt down artifacts of value to their religion. Survivor accounts suggests such teams are small, nimble, and almost always Zealot class. No doubt they came to the station for the abundance of ONI excavation data stored there. And you let them get away.
Data retrieval was not a command directive. Even had we known, we had other more urgent matters to attend to.
Like warning the planet.
Professor Sorvad's final entry in his field notes made reference to a latchkey discovery. Latchkey. Not a word he would use lightly. So let's hope that the data module your lieutenant commander stole contains it.
Cat?
Before you ask, I was alerted the moment you attempted to access its contents, as I am with any unauthorized tap. That data is classified Tier 1. I could send you to the brig for interfering with my work.
Maybe you'd like to join her.
I'm sorry?
We're currently under emergency planetary directive, winter contingency. I'm sure you're familiar with the punishment for civilian interference with the Spartan deployment.
Are you threatening me, Commander?
Just making a reading suggestion, ma'am. Let's move, noble team.
Mom?
That will be all, George.
Yeah, without the subtitles, I was hearing mom, not
I know.
ma'am.
Yes. Yes. That is the first time we get to see Dr. Halsey in game. She's a very important character in the books. I guess the mother of the Spartans.
And in all
Mommy.
the games. Yeah.
Yeah, Mommy for the Spartan 2s. Master Chief's Mommy. And George's. That's why they have that little back and forth there. It's interesting. Reading the books, I never got the impression that she was, for lack of better words, such a bitch.
Whoa.
Yeah, but I think part of that is that the books are generally written from the Master Chief's point of view, and he's biased.
Yeah, that's true.
This is also fast forwarded quite a bit, right?
What do you mean? Like the Fall of Reach stuff?
Yeah, like the books, at least the most memorable books, like the first ones, she was, much younger and was like a mom to a lot of these Spartans.
Well, yeah, like 3/4 of the Fall of Reach book is actually about the Spartans being recruited and growing up and being trained. And yeah, so that takes like 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
Like before the Covenant even, so like...
Yes.
I don't know, times are tough now, so I don't know.
I do have a video in the Halo 2 LP all about the Spartans and their development if you're interested in that kind of thing. Or read The Fall of Reach.
Links below.
I think it's true. Dr. Halsey's character was always extremely abrasive. She does not like people getting in her way or telling her no. And she also dislikes the Spartan 3s because she did not have anything to do with making them. Yeah, they were like, to her, they're cheap knockoffs.
Yeah, they took her idea and bastardized it.
Yeah, but I remember like the first time I see her in game and it's like, oh, cool. And then her personality was not at all as I was expecting. But I think it is as intended. You just get maybe not that view if you only read the books, or if you read the books.
Yeah, and I think like
anyway,
because they talk about her in the other games, that she's just not in them, right?
No, they never mention her.
I thought they did.
No,
but I guess in this game though, as opposed to the books, they're writing her from a point of view where they kind of know her whole story and can give her that kind of personality.
Yeah, and I think it's an outside perspective, where all the books are an inside perspective. They're either from her point of view or from the Spartans' point of view, and they don't view her that way exactly.
Well,
anyways.
Anyway, now we know why she's behind that bulletproof glass.
Yes, absolutely. All right. We're going to call it there. Thank you for watching. Hopefully, we'll see you next time.